babes, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for watching. Today has not been my day, but I'm gonna choose joy. So I decided to put on a hot pink shirt and I made myself some popcorn because I'm gonna make this a good day if it kills me. It was just one of those weird mornings where I woke up, it was pouring rain, it was super, super dark, and I couldn't quite figure out what time it was. I looked at my alarm and I overslept because I accidentally set my alarm to 7 p.m., not 7 a.m. Am I the only one? No, just me? Okay, cool. And then I got absolutely soaked walking to my workout class and ended up with some pretty fluffy hair, but I'm not mad at it. You know, it's a little cute. But let's go ahead and turn it around. I'm gonna be jumping into why I no longer follow the curly girl method. I know. Jumping on in, I wanna give a big thank you to Not Your Mothers for sponsoring today's video and helping me bring this information to you guys. I absolutely love their products and I'll be just featuring them throughout the video. So to begin, let me go ahead and clarify what the curly girl method is simply for those of you who aren't sure. It originally started as a book called the Curly Girl Handbook, created by Lorraine Massey. And she created this book with lots and lots of rules for those of you to follow who have curly hair. Just to name a few of the rules: no sulfates, no silicones, no paraben, cutting off all dead hair to start this method, no more shampooing, no bleaching your hair, no dyeing your hair, no brushing your hair. The rules go on and on. Now, when I first started my hair journey here on YouTube, the curly girl method was all the rage and I jumped right on board, and I have to say I saw immediate changes and results in my hair. My hair was significantly more defined, less fluffy. I think that it was growing faster than ever before. And I swore by it. I absolutely swore by it because of the changes that I saw in my hair. And while I do still follow many of the curly girl method rules, there are a lot that I don't follow. Questions from you guys are endless on if I follow the curly girl method, if I don't follow it, if I follow it all the way, which rules I do choose to break, etc. So I'm just gonna quickly tell you guys the curly girl method rules that I don't follow and why. Take a shot of water each time I say curly girl method in this video. By the end, you'll be hydrated. The very first rule that I absolutely do not follow is do not shampoo your hair. The Curly Girl Method Handbook very clearly states that you should be co-washing, meaning shampooing, excuse me, wrong choice of word, washing your roots and your scalp and your hair with a creamy conditioner. For me, I can only do that on occasion. I enjoy co-washing, but it's not something that I can do all the time because I have a finer wavy hair pattern. So shampoo is absolutely essential for me. The shampoo that I reach for if I want a good voluminous hair day is the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk line shampoo. It is sulfate, silicone, and paraben free, and I swear by it. So many of you guys DM me all the time like, oh my gosh, India, this shampoo changed my life. I personally don't have an issue with shampoo. However, I'm not gonna be using a super stripping, intense sulfate shampoo every time I wash my hair, but finding a good shampoo, in my opinion, is great. The next rule that I do not follow is do not brush your hair. The book states that the reason behind this is that you will quite literally brush out the waves, curls, coils, whatever it may be in your hair. And while I do understand this point, especially if you have wavier hair like me, there's definitely ways to work around it and get great results. The biggest reason for me in switching back to a brush was that I was losing a lot of hair, detangling my hair in the shower with my fingers or occasionally a wide tooth comb. I find that there is significantly more hair on my head than in my drain when I'm using a brush. And that is the biggest reason that I transitioned. I'm not sure if that has to do with scalp health and like stimulating and touching like the scalp of my hair. I really don't know what the reason is and I really don't care. I just love that I'm losing less hair. So for me personally, when I wash my hair once or twice a week, that recently has been my time to mask and detangle. I've been trying to keep up with Bianca Renee today and mask my hair more frequently. So I will jump in the shower with a mask. This one is from Not Your Mother's. It's the matcha green tea and wild apple blossoms. It is so yummy, so good. It's silicone free. It's a great, super affordable mask. I will let this sit for like 5 minutes or so while I'm shaving, whatever it may be, and then I will use my brush and detangle my hair, and it gives me the perfect amount of slip. More hair on my head, less hair in the drain. More hair on my head, less hair in the drain. More hair on my head, and less hair in the drain. All right, I need to stop. Now this next rule I don't follow, but I highly recommend that you follow it. Don't follow in my footsteps. I choose to get my hair highlighted, and bleach kills your hair, okay? Literally kills your hair. So I don't recommend it. However, I was born with blonde hair. I'll insert a picture here. I've always had blonde hair, but as you get older with blonde hair, it just turns into like a not brown, not blonde hair. Like this is my natural hair color, and it's not like a rich brown, but it's also not blonde. It's like a dirty blonde. I don't know, it's just, I don't love it. And that's just really what happens as you get older with blonde hair. 90% of the blondes running around Yo Town have highlights because blonde hair just doesn't stay forever. I don't know why. But it is the color that I was naturally given that I feel like fits my face and everything, so I like it, but it damages your hair so much it's not even funny. I do personally think that it has made my hair slightly thinner over time. It's definitely damaged the curl pattern, but that's just how bleach is. No matter how good of a hairstylist you go to, it's going to damage your hair a little bit. Like, I'm sorry, that's the reality. But I personally choose to do it regardless. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that is a rule that I don't follow. For my fellow rule breakers out there, I do recommend the Not Your Mother's Blonde Moment Treatment Shampoo. This is going to neutralize brassiness in your hair, which I definitely need to do right now. Add a little bit more shine. It's a very subtle purple shampoo. It's not like insanely pigmented. You're not gonna magically have a different color hair the next day, but it is definitely going to dull down some brassiness. And over time, just help you to maintain your blonde because it can be really, really hard to do. I love it. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video on this line, show you me getting my hair highlighted, how I maintain it, all that jazz. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, but also don't highlight your hair. Next, I want to talk about silicones, which is super, super controversial. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of a vicious cycle with sulfates and silicones. When you put silicones in your hair, it essentially creates this waxy like outer coating on your hair that can look really, really beautiful, but it can also build up over time and create this waxy layer that essentially it can build and then not let moisture actually penetrate and get into your hair. So then your hair is getting really dry from the inside out. And the best way to get rid of that buildup of silicones is to use sulfates. And when you use sulfates, it's essentially a really harsh detergent you would use to wash your clothes, to wash your forks and knives, and it can be very stripping and damaging to your hair over time. It can be very, very harsh and strip your hair of its natural oils. So you're kind of stuck in this back and forth limbo of sulfate, silicones, which is why the Curly Girl method advises that you stop sulfates and silicones altogether, which I understand. However, I do use silicones from time to time and even sulfates occasionally. I know, crazy. For me personally, and probably because I have a wavier hair pattern, sometimes my hair likes silicones. Sometimes it looks really nice in my hair, and I really enjoy certain products that have silicones. So I use them because I enjoy them. And sometimes there's new products that I just really want to try and they have silicones in them, and I try them because I'm weak. And then because I occasionally use silicones, I will use sulfates from time to time to get a really, really deep cleanse and make sure I get rid of any silicones that I've used. I would say once a month, if that, I would use a sulfate. And I think the biggest change I've seen in my hair from that is just volume. When I was following the Curly Girl method religiously, my hair was definitely more defined and like shiny, I'd say. Whereas now that I'm not fully in it, I think I have a lot more volume in my hair, and I just love volume. So that's what I choose for my life. So there are short-chained alcohols like isopropyl, ethanol, propyl, and these are alcohols that are very, very drying to your hair that you don't want to be in your products. Whereas there are other alcohols that are actually fatty alcohols that are gonna fill your hair with moisture and hydration that you need. Forgive me if I say it wrong, but I think it's pronounced cetyl alcohol, stearyl alcohol, lauryl alcohol and things like that. So for example, in Not Your Mother's Silicone Blood Orange and Blackcurrant Butter Mask, which by the way, I just absolutely love the tube of this because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in the shower and there's like a tub product, I almost always get water in it because I open it up, you know, the shower's head's coming down, I'm scooping it out with one hand, and then boom, there's a bunch of water in my product and it's just like diluted, and I'm not a fan of that. So Not Your Mother's just came out with this new packaging that I'm obsessed with. So it is a squeeze tube. And this product, for example, has cetyl alcohol in it, which is great. It's great for your hair. It is super, super hydrating and nourishing, and you will love the results on your hair. So I have to say, disagree with the curly girl method on that one. So these are the real reasons why I don't fully follow the curly girl method. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really great rules, and I think it's a really easy starting point. Just boom, 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 until you figure out what you can play with and what works for you, what doesn't work for your hair, your texture, your porosity, until you really understand your hair. I do think it's a great place to start. However, I think that personally, I think that you can alter it as you go. So these are just my personal thoughts on this. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts because I know that y'all are super, super opinionated about all of this as well. Let me know, like, are you hardcore curly girl method approved only girl? You kind of dibble and dabble like me, or could you care less? You want to try it all? Let me know in the comments what your honest thoughts are. Feel free to give product recommendations. I just want for this to be a safe space, a safe community where we can all just help each other and learn and grow. I genuinely always want for my page to feel like an inclusive, beautiful community, and I thank you guys for always doing that. So big thank you to Not Your Mother's for sponsoring today's video. Their brand as a whole is just so beautiful, cruelty-free, and I really love working with them. So I will have a link in the description box to all the products that I mentioned today. That's everything. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye guys.